shit.
Used to in college.
How's your internet out there? You said your internet out there got better, right? Waco?
Oh yeah, I got that fucking Starlink.
Starlink?
Elon Musk hooked me up.
What speed is out
But
there?
yeah.
What kind of speed do you get out there?
I don't
5
know anything
megs.
about any of that. All I know is I went from buffering every 30 seconds on just even Netflix and couldn't even watch
Jesus.
fucking
That's
anything else.
awful.
Like that was the only streamer that I could watch, and even that was like there was one part of the day you could get away with watching it. Otherwise, it would just be buffering all the time.
What
But
did
now,
you
I mean,
what did you
I
have
had a
before out there?
satellite.
You had
I
line
had
of sight?
satellite. All you can-
Satellite.
What?
What?
What'd y'all ask?
What?
I asked if you had line of sight.
Yeah, we got line of sight. It was just the satellite before that. I can't remember who it is. And the same amount of, but yeah, it worked good enough for work, but not for streaming. But now, I mean, yeah, I can watch fucking Prime or whatever, no buffering, no nothing. So I'm pretty sure it's good. The kids are playing, online all the time.
Their Fortnites and their Minecraft.
Oh yeah, they be Fortnite. Oh, Ezra just got. I remember you telling me about this. How good it was. Assassin's Creed Odyssey or whatever one it is. The one with the
Greek
Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings.
Yeah, there's a
Valhalla.
Greek. I mean, there's a Vikings one. Okay, Valhalla.
Vikings is Valhalla.
Yeah, he's grinding. He's got a competition with his buddies to get first one to 100.
Dude,
Level 100,
that game's so big. I don't know. I wouldn't even do 100 on that.
Like 100 trophies? Like 100% it?
100% of all
Level
the
100?
achievements.
I'm
Oh,
No,
so
I'm talking about level
Oh.
100.
I was like,
I'm
man,
sure that's not the
there are
same.
few games that I would even attempt to try to do 100% on.
In like Ubisoft games, it's just like so much random collecting. You have to
Yep.
go find 64, cat statues.
That's what
Easy.
so I'm Batman Arkham Knight. Like I did everything in the game except for the Riddler trophies, and I was like, all right, let me go knock these out. And it was like there's like 478 Riddler, and I'm like, nah. And I just turned the game off and didn't play it again.
No, he said no.
I have not trying, and they're all puzzles or it's like no way. I'm not doing it.
Did you do the Zelda seed one?
No,
Yeah,
the
dude.
Korok seeds, nope.
Yeah.
No way.
I wouldn't grab them if I could. Like I actually found a lot of them just kind of naturally playing the game, but I did not try to go do all that. No.
I'm just glad the internet exists to show you like what you would get if you
I
did.
know.
It's like what gold shit? Like
Although-
it's like a piece of shit.
I will say in Hogwarts Legacy, I got every collectible in that game because I really liked that game. I thought that was a lot of fun. Like I think in Hogwarts alone there was like freaking 100 and something collectible sheets of in like hidden rooms and whatnot. And, yeah, it was cool.
How many students did you have to kill?
Students?
Yeah,
None.
not interested.
You don't fight students, you just fight poachers the whole time, so it's okay if you kill them. That's how they just.
Is it? Are they still doing the remake, or was that like just rumors? The Harry
TV
Potter
show
remake?
one?
Yeah.
I think they're still doing it. I also heard that
They're
they
still
greenlit
doing
a full 100 voice cast reading of the books or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about that.
Yeah. No, they're
Audible's
still
doing
doing
it.
the series 2026.
Oh, I guess it's not a reboot. It's just like a continuation, right?
No,
it's like
it's a
it's like the
reboot.
exact
Yeah,
same
it's a
freaking
reboot.
story.
Oh,
Harry
wow.
and the Sorting Hat, baby.
Oh shit.
I don't
Yeah.
like
No
that at
spoilers,
all.
guys, no
I don't
spoilers.
like- yeah, no spoilers.
That doesn't drive. I don't
Dude,
like
there's these
that.
things called Horcruxes. What?
Stop.
Episode 1.
You better not tell me Harry's one of them.
No,
Waco, will
no.
you check your Discord DMs?
Mine?
Waco.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bad.
Waco and Maine
I was
is a
like-
lot alike.
I'm like, you never respond to mine, so I know I don't have one.
Stop,
yeah.
Manny. We can talk after this.
Whatever.
second one.
But also before this.
I mean, yes, we'll talk throughout this probably too, but we'll talk.
Yeah, second Definitely second.
Okay.
Not me.
I agree.
Manny, you might be upset about something that went down, or Thunder will be upset about something that went down. You were asleep though, so it doesn't matter.
Did you kill more druids?
No, they
And
weren't
eat them?
druids. No.
Actually?
Speaking of which, let's recap. What happened last time? What'd y'all do?
Fuck
Oh,
you,
dude, I got
Washington.
notes. I got so many
We're-
notes.
Currently in Grand City,
Mm-hmm.
living amongst the Yuan-Ti in disguise as
So-
Yuan-Ti.
Since our dear friend Manny wasn't here last time, let's provide maybe a little more context because I'm
Yeah.
sure that on its own is a little confusing.
I'm scared.
I got some shit here for sure.
Sure, go for it.
Did he make it? Did you make it to the safe house? Where did we start though?
We started last session with y'all waking up at Blackstone Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we
Okay.
wandered around a little
Yeah,
bit.
so we hung out. We talked about John. Axel's goes to try to fight his body. And Jin fucking puts a skull of Orcus on it, skeleton. And
True.
the motherfucker tries to walk out, but luckily Hogjoin kills him pretty quickly. Disintegrated that body.
It could have worked.
And then Axel's cooks like a third of the fucking tower's provisions, which is great.
Yeah, you know
And
what? No harm,
then,
no foul.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
some
affect
stuff in the-
us. So.
We did some bag of holding trading, kind of all moving some stuff around. In the night, Jaru tries to sneak in on Jin and get his get that whatever the fuck it was. Is it an amulet you're trying to get?
Yeah, some amulet of
I mean, of the
demons.
abyss.
Yeah, and he actually told him why he wanted it. And I think Jin, didn't you end up giving it to him?
Yep, I did.
That's what that.
After
is.
rolling an insight check and believing him.
Nice.
That's actually not true. I gave it to him first, and then I rolled an insight check.
And then the next day, yeah, we talked to Archmage about Operation Arrowhead, multiple phases. Grand City, Raptua, identify, destroy the totem, and return to Malnova. That's kind of the footnote there. And being to infiltrate Grand City in disguise and try to get to the college portal without being detected. He gave us some bowler hats. It gave us basically disguise Yuan-Ti instead of some disguise self. It just makes you a Yuan-Ti. And I got it on this note, David, that the bowler hat is visible. Is that what you said?
No, I think I
Oh,
said
wait.
if it gets knocked around, it becomes visible, and your disguise
Okay.
will fade. You,
Okay,
although I love the
I thought
idea
you
of y'all being
were
one T walking
fucking
around with
bowler.
bowler. No.
That's not what
Yeah,
we're doing.
that's what I thought. It was like we were Yuan-Ti with the bowler hats on. Like,
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, no.
and I was like, that's gotta
Okay.
look goofy as hell.
That's hilarious.
Lin-
The whole
Lyndon,
band of us are
Lyndon.
all wearing bowler hats.
That's so
Well,
funny.
David's
No.
usually not that goofy.
We considered
Yeah,
going
and
in under the guise as the menagerie again, only a Yuan-Ti version.
Yeah, we did think about that.
I like that.
But yeah, he gave us evidently between him and Fael, they already had like a horse and cart and some provisions, and that was kind of our alibi, I guess. And we just went straight to the city gates and looking like Yuan-Ti, and Jin did the talking, get some good rolling, and we got right into the cities. He said we went back from a raid.
Then we got a room.
And
Yep, we're in a room, and
We traded
Jari-
the horses for most of the horses.
Yeah, that's what Thunder wouldn't like. We traded the
Yeah.
horses that were going to be meat to the Yuan-Ti so we can get some money.
What?
No, we used it
and
to
now
get
we're
room.
about to.
Oh, yeah,
No,
we
no,
should do
we're
that.
about to do that.
Yeah, we're about to
to
sell
do
it.
the one for money.
yeah, we did. We had 3 horses, and we got. I'm pretty sure we got gamed on that. That 2 of the 3 horses were for our brood room and food.
And it's a nasty room,
The
too.
brood. Yeah, and the brood room is what it sounds like. It is gross.
Yeah, it sounds like we need some
Uh,
mold earth to be helping us out in that.
Oh yeah.
I know
Yeah.
just
And then
the cat.
And I think at the end of the
Nope.
session, I accessed the amulet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I gave
Yep,
it to you.
and now we're going to teleport to Idahar and the campaign is off.
Yeah, you accessed the amulet, and describe just really quickly for everyone, and especially for Manny, what you mean by you accessed the amulet.
So, for a long time in the bag of holding, there was this amulet of the abyss, and the amulet allows you to. It's actually the last thing in the text box there, but accessing the amulet, I summoned a demon, and I'm gonna ask it for a favor.
Oh shit.
And
Yeah.
enlighten
Oh, yeah,
me as
yeah.
to what you told me the reason was.
Well, yeah, only you know this, Jin, but the reason I'm summoning it is because I want it to go into the Shadow Realm to acquire tools and various things left behind by Hail. As the fellow demon would know Hail as a demon, in order to prevent another Von Rieg from happening, where another demon finds these tools and opens up a new portal to the Shadow Realm from the material plane.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I gave it to him.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, checks out.
Checks out. And yeah, that's kind of where we ended. Any questions, Manny, that you have? Any clarifications anyone wants to make before we hop in?
Oh, last week you said that there are a bunch of different kinds of like Yunti, like snake. What are ours? Are we all the same?
That's
Type?
a really good question,
Or are we all
actually.
different?
I think that the Archmage would be smart enough to know to provide y'all with a pretty good 1T. I think that
I'm
the
all
group
bino.
of you would know that the 1T kind of operate in a caste system, and the caste that you're in is rigid and severe. So that's why I think the Archmage would know well enough not to basically screw y'all over from the very beginning.
Very
And
similar.
so, yeah, you would all definitely be similar, and this is kind of the form that you would have. This is like a mid-tier 1T. Let me copy an image here. I'm going to post it in the Foundry chat. This is
Now-
not like that.
Totally inconspicuous.
This is about the 1T level that you all would be. The more serpentine a 1T is, the higher they are in their caste system. So the fact that you would have serpentine heads, shoulders, kind of stretching down scales into your chest and onto your arms, that would give you pretty good standing in general.
Did you post a picture?
Yeah, I was
In
gonna
Foundry,
say
yeah.
your name.
Really?
I see
Yes.
the double-headed snake, and that's all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just
I'll
keep
also
See
that-
put
that
it
you
in-
posted something, but there's nothing there.
I'll also post it in Discord,
Okay, there we go.
in the Malnova chat.
We're one of
Oh,
these.
we're buff boys.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh no, those are bad in snake culture.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's about middle. It's middle.
The more
there
human
are
you
worse.
are, the worse you are.
Am I
Yeah, but there are much more human 1T.
Yeah.
Am I still dwarvish
No.
size?
They have a
in this
playable.
No.
They have a playable
So-
Yonti race.
They do.
David, could we make it so that like the big of the group, like say Aslos as an example, is like the bigger sized Yanti, like the more brooding, or like any kind of differentiation in caste, like some kind of captain?
So, well, let's dive into 1T culture. 1Ts exist kind of on a
Let's be
spectrum.
101.
So it's not rigid. Like, yeah, I would not say that for you or for any of the 1T that you would encounter, they are like only this level of 1T, and then there's a whole other level. It like I said, it's more of a spectrum. So I would be comfortable with some of y'all expressing more serpentine features than you see in this picture, but it wouldn't necessarily elevate your cast. The ranking is rigid. These are called Melisons. And so you would all still be Melisons, but some of you might be more serpentine than others. For example, one of you might not have a left hand, and instead it is an extension of several different snakes that coil. Some of you might have scales that extend all the way down your chest to where you have like little to no skin. So that I'm fine with, but
And the cast that we are like has the autonomy, like no one would question us without a higher ranking Yanti in our
right, because that would kind of honestly, if you were a higher class, it would introduce new problems for you. Because then it would, in some ways, it would be more difficult, right? Because there'd be more expectation on you from a culture standpoint, from an authority standpoint, as well as the illusion, right?
Right.
Like the Archmage expressed to you, just because you look this way does not mean that you physically are this way. Ventus's wings can still be touched. The height differences can still be felt. If someone were to like touch Jaryu's 1T head, it wouldn't be there because he's not that height. It's just an image. And so, if you were to be the 1T that have large serpentine tails that trail after you, that could introduce a lot of problems because no one could feel this tail.
Yeah, city debris wouldn't be moving around or nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Your tails would leave no trail in the dirt, kind of deal.
Just like the illusion.
Exactly. So, yeah. So like Jacob posted in the chat, there's even different types of Melisons, but it's still in the Melison square.
Almost.
Yeah, that's the higher version.
He seems more man-like than some of these other ones.
Jacob, you're muted.
Yeah, that one could be a mix.
It says type 3, human head, upper body with serpentine lower body.
Yeah. I didn't see the centaur top. But yeah. Okay. Are y'all ready to dive in?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, here's a type 2. Hell yeah, check this shit out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, but he's like
there's
super humanoid though.
Fuck that guy.
large varieties.
Oh, I like that. I want to be that guy.
Too bad. Stay in your lane.
Actually, let's do something. Since all types are Melisons, any of you can be any of these types.
Ooh.
The 3 that Jacob posted for us. I want us to go down the list and each person tell me what type they want to be.
I want to be the third picture. I feel like that's
Yeah,
going
I'll
to be
be
the
the
easiest
third.
illusion to maintain.
Sure.
Yeah,
Same.
third picture.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, third.
I'll be the first.
But I wanna-
So would it make sense for you to be the first one just because of how big you are, so people might give you a wider berth? I don't know if that would happen or not. It just seems like that might be...
I mean, I feel like the third picture's ginormous.
Yeah.
And I look at it like dwarf
that guy
size.
could be-
Right, yeah, I'm
if
like
I were
picturing
just
him as a
taller. I mean, Wanti in general, David, are how tall generally?
I mean, they're pretty large, like at least 6 foot on average, six feet. I mean, definitely not like, it wouldn't be like a dwarvish difference where
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
if I were like a
awkward.
7 foot Wanti, like that could be just like, it would be large, but it wouldn't be like
I'd say
completely unheard of.
First one would be the biggest because you have a long tail that coils out. Like that could be height, right?
I mean,
uh,
they vary pretty. 4'7" to 6'6" is the average
Yeah.
height.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so I gotcha.
that works.
I'm
Fuck it,
just-
I'll be Snake Arms guy because no one else wants to do it.
I like that. That's funny. Okay, well, let's clear then. Let me bring y'all in. Just a second, please. So, if you remember correctly, You are all, I think, just inside of your brooding chamber. Is that correct?
We went to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
And so you have woken up in the morning. Now, Jaryu, are you doing anything after you've gotten this amulet in the middle of the night, or no?
Oh yeah, I activated that baby.
Oh, you activated the bad boy.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I want him to just go be on his task, immediately.
Okay. Well, we have some. We have some.
While everyone's
roleplay to
asleep.
do. Yeah.
I like to think Jin's got his eye open still though.
Yeah, I'm watching this happen for sure.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, Jaryu, I need you to roll for me a d20.
A D20?
Mm-hmm. Because what is fun about this amulet is that it does not specify what kind of demon.
Oh.
It just says the demon.
Yeah, so shouldn't I have like a choice, right? Shouldn't I be able to be like,
You wish.
No.
What's the item called?
Amulet
it
of
is
the Abyss.
Abyss.
And there are many, many demons.
Four's good. That's the best one.
Four is the best one. I'm trying to find some good music for us. Just a second. Here we go. That's way too epic. So as you rub this amulet, I like to imagine that just a kind of soft touch, you watch the gemstone in the center of it begin to glow softly. And as you continue to touch it more, it begins to glow until the saturation in the room, just simply in the air around you, to your eyes at least, begins to shift. Reds begin to bleed through as small embers kind of begin to fall around you. And you can see an incredible darkness begin to materialize in front of you. And you just kind of watch as this darkness continues to coalesce. And after several moments, this darkness is truly beginning to take shape. This darkness is deep. It is large. And I want to know what Jaryu is thinking or feeling in this moment. Is there any fear whatsoever?
Commitment. Just like the most steadfast commitment to this. No fear.
No fear.
He's immune to being frightened, so.
And is it like a portal of darkness that I can see, or
It's more like, I kind of forget that you're watching this.
if I can see it at all? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that it makes sense that you would maybe be a little not suspicious, but curious as to what's happening. And no, it's not a portal. It's more a figure is beginning to materialize. And you watch out of this inky smoke, this shadow. The figure is almost fully materialized now after a couple minutes. And standing in front of you, Jaryu, and to the side of you, Jin, is a towering figure. I want to get exactly how tall this creature is. Just a second, please. This figure is about 20 feet tall. And you see that the room is kind of beginning to morph to fit this creature. It is not restrained by physical constraint, as it kind of warps space around it. And like I said, after maybe 2 minutes or so, it is fully materialized. This is what you see in front of you. Let me know if it doesn't upload to this chat, and I'll post it in Discord.
I'm not seeing it.
No.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
It
fuck
is
yeah.
a massive minotaur-like creature. you can see that in his hand, it wields a large scythe-like axe. And the
cuddly.
creature looks down at you. You can see that its eyes glow a blood-like red as the smoke is still continuing to kind of ride off of the creature's skin. And it looks down to you and grumbles. And who are you to summon my avatar?
The one who holds your amulet. And I hold it up to his 20-foot tall form.
And the creature takes a knee just to simply get closer to you as it takes the amulet and inspects it.
No, I don't let him touch it. I don't want him to touch it.
You withdraw slightly
Clap
as he
his
reaches
hand.
out.
You need to
Yeah.
reverse this in your chain.
And
It's an old amulet.
and the creature meets your gaze. And while you don't feel fear, Jaryu, you do feel unnerved making eye contact with such a creature.
Yeah, he's huge. Not expecting 20-foot tall like a minotaur dude.
And the creature remains on its knee just to maintain a better conversation with you. I see. I released this amulet in this plane several millennia ago. But not yet have I been cold. So why do you?
I have a favor of significant importance to ask of you, and I will give you back this amulet in return.
Creature thinks for a moment. Yes. I will take my amulet back. What favor do you seek?
The demoness Hale is dead. I need you to go to her realm, to her sanctuary, and retrieve any of the tools that she left, including but not limited to the port key that she used to access the material plane.
And the creature continues to look directly in your eyes, and you see, unexpectedly, a smile begin to crack along his face. You are devious. Hale is dead, huh?
By my hand.
I'm impressed. I will agree to these terms, but I have one more condition I want to add.
I give him a nod.
I wish to wage war against her layer of the abyss and conquer it for my own.
Counter proposal. You do that, but promise never to come to the material plane.
Oh, I can't make that promise. So what will it be, little man?
I think about the skull of Orcus that you
And have I heard this conversation, or is that strictly between them?
I think that I'm trying to debate. Like, I don't imagine that like this demon would speak to Jaryu telepathically, but also I don't know how the others would sleep through this if it
I would
wasn't.
think that something that powerful could like freeze time and
Aura.
basically just
Yeah,
knock out a person.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Jacob. I think we're kind of like in a not maybe necessarily a time stop situation, but since
Just
Jin,
suspended.
you witnessed this kind of travel from its origin, you're kind of, unbeknownst to the two of them, part of it, right? So I think that you would be able to hear this conversation as you kind of watch from the shadows of your corner of the brooding pit.
So I whisper over to Jaryu in the lull, and I'm like, "Isn't that what you wanted? This doesn't seem that bad for us, right? What's the worst that could happen?"
Yeah, I'm thinking about it still. I asked the demon, what do you want with the Shadow Realm, and where are you from?
And the creature leans down lower to you, almost meeting your eye level. The politics of the Abyss don't truly concern you. But if you must know, I am from and rule the 600th layer of the Abyss. The endless maze. The abyss of a labyrinth. And he stands to his full height. I am Baphomet, the demon lord of minotaurs and the prince of beasts.
Well, an infinite layer of the abyss sounds exhausting. I mean, I guess Shadow Realm is yours if you can take it. But give me those tools.
And he kind of grips his weapon tighter. Heartcleaver and I will make short work. And you will have the riches inside. I have no need for these material gains. I will bring them to you once I have conquered this layer.
No, I want the tools first.
And he slightly smiles again. You are smart. I will be back with your tools. And then I will conquer the Shadowfell.
Your heart's desire, my friend. See you soon.
He pauses when you say that, and kind of cocks his head and says, I admire your tenacity, so I will give you some advice. No demon is ever your friend. And he taps his weapon against the ground, and in a large poof of smoke, he disappears. And the chamber slowly begins to return to its normal coloring. As the red begins to fade, the darkness begins to release, and you and Jin are left awake looking at each other.
Totally unrelated, but I just thought of a really good high-level campaign of stopping a demon war. Totally just like popped in my head like right now.
Jin, I prefer if you didn't tell anybody about that.
I mean,
The last part.
you know, as far as I see, you did what you had to do.
Alright, thank you. And yeah, I go to bed.
Great.
I have trouble getting to sleep that night.
Enjoy your sleep soundly. Yeah, get my tools.
Funny. The group of you go to bed and then wake up in the morning. The air is heavy when you wake up. It is humid even in this room. And a lot of you find that your skin is kind of starting to turn like a mottled brown color as you wake up from the stink, mud, and ooze of the brooding chamber. To describe it again for you, Thunder, since you were sleeping on the way here, the brooding chamber is a large room that is filled with mud, water, and a strange black slime that coats most of the material in here. Anywhere you try to step, your feet sink slightly, and there are large mounds of mud that the group put together might serve as the bedding. There's no furniture, no beds, nothing.
Can I didn't know this. Could I just for in game I used mold earth so I could have something kind of like more comfortable to sleep on, not just like fully sinking into mud?
Yeah, sure. You kind of try to create some dry ground for everyone. that requests it. It's difficult because the only earth you can mold in here is wet mud. But you have dirt in your bag, and so you kind of try to makeshift at least dry ground. When the group of you wake up, you find that dry ground has gotten a little wet, but it did its best.
I hate
You
it
tried,
here.
Thunder.
Yeah, it's bad.
Can't you like shape water the moisture out of the dirt?
No, this
Well-
is not water.
Shape water and mold earth are both cantrips, so it's like
Yeah, but you can't like pull water out of. I don't think you can like pull water out of something that's just wet. It has to be like.
I think it has to be like a pool
It has
of
to be like
water.
a pool of water that you're changing.
No water bending rules, unfortunately.
Yeah. We can't
Oh.
recommend. Damn it.
can't wait till Kyle is DM and I can do it in his fucking
Yeah.
campaign.
Hey!
I'm just kidding.
He's gonna run the Demon Lord one.
Yeah, actually that'd be awesome.
And then Orcus shows up. What?
Yeah. So the group of you kind of rise and shine together. Jin, you had a tough night sleeping. Daryu, it wasn't so bad.
Is there like huge footmarks from something that was like 20 feet tall in the room?
No.
Okay, just out of curiosity.
A little more supernatural than that.
Oh,
Okay, so I think we discussed a little bit last night that the plan was to take this final horse and trade it and try to get closer to the college, get some intel.
Mhm.
That was
Get
the
some
plan.
money.
Yeah, get some sekla, is that what we're calling it?
what about trading a horse?
Just throwing this out there. Prestidigitation says you can instantaneously clean or soil an object no longer than 1 cubic foot. So I like to think that I keep going in cubic feet in the room and just cleaning everything. 1 cubic foot at a time.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, the Shekla was the money, and then we're calling this city now. It's not Grand City, it's Desokasa.
That's Soska. That's
Soska.
Ksa. Ksa.
Thesoska. Thesoska.
Ksa. You can read it in the background.
Soxa.
Y'all not
Sucks.
speak parcel
So-
tongue? It's not that hard, guys.
Ksa.
Thesoksa.
Oh, does our hat allow us to read the Yunti language?
Yeah, it would. And
we
you can kind of
comprehend
see
it
whenever
and
you see
speak
it
it.
written, like a magical ciphering over it that only you can see as it kind of descrambles it for you, kind of almost like a heads-up display, providing you the written language.
It literally translates to Grand City.
No,
I
actually.
already made that joke last time, Manny. Jeez.
Shut up.
And I'm guessing that the group of you leave your brooding pit.
Yeah, so I think
yeah.
we're heading to
Ew.
market with our horse.
The clean.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you got that far because you're stopped actually. As you head out, similar to a hotel, the Thunder I described to them last time. There's like a basement that y'all were led into by the brooding pit owner. You're underground, and as the group of you travel upwards to the base level and walk out to the entry chamber, like I mentioned, you're stopped. You can see the patron owner point to the group of you, and several Wanti guards approach the group of you. They are armored in quite ornate Wanti armor, and they have alien weapons on their waist. The group of you would even recognize, probably, I mean, especially Fail, one of them on their back has holstered an atlatl, very similar to yours. And the lead guard approaches the group of you. Please, a moment of your time.
Sure.
And I think by now we might have picked up or observed how, like, the traditional Yuan-Ti greeting.
Sure. And it took some time because it's really not a greeting at all. You flick your tongues at each other.
Hell
So I
yeah.
flick my tongue at him.
And they all kind of let their tongues out too to sniff the air in greeting to acquire each other's smell.
I like to think of all of us undisguised flicking our tongues out.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm practicing flicking my tongue.
Just a quick flick. And the head guard returns your flick.
Returns your flick.
We've received word of your entry to the city yesterday, but when we went to check, we saw no offering at the temple.
Of course, that is where we are heading now. And I gestured to the horse.
And the guard looks at the horse and looks back at you and says, "Do not take a horse into the temple. You better quickly make your offering or we will have to expel you."
And I bow my head and flick my tongue.
And another guard kind of steps forward, clearly a little emotional. "It is a great disrespect of what you have done. You should be ashamed of yourselves." And the lead guard kind of raises an arm. And you watch as he raises his arm. It's not an arm at all, but a coil of serpents that kind of hiss out and flick their tongues at you. Please, please. You are given one. Now make amends and provide your offering.
I look around at the group with pleading eyes.
And Thunder, you rolled an animal handling check. Is that for the serpents?
Yeah, are those snake hands mad?
With an animal handling check like that, no. The hissing that they're providing is almost like soothing, like a mother lion trying to calm her cub.
Okay. Cool. I don't know any of these Yanti customs and fucking shit, so I just wanna... I'm trying to see how mad they actually are. Cool.
And the guard flicks his tongue at you all and says, "Quickly, to the Black Temple." And
I
the
rolled
group
an
of them
insight
leave.
check. Do I think he's talking
Mhm.
about offering money, or am I picking up at some other kind of offering?
Albjorn, it's a little difficult to tell. You rolled a good insight check. You're really trying to deeply pay attention to the words that he's using and the way that he's phrasing them. But while these helmets and these hats, I mean, they provide a translation for you, I'm sure y'all know in the real world a lot can be lost in translation. I think what you would be able to pick up is that it maybe doesn't seem necessarily material, considering he pretty much outright rejected the idea of offering the horse, which you think is valuable, considering you're able to get a brooding pit for it. So you're a little unsure.
Okay, making mental notes.
Yeah.
Mental notes to write down as hard notes later, because
And are they still like hovering over us, or have they kind of?
No, they leave the hotel that you're in, the tavern.
Okay, so sell the horse, go to the temple, and offer the schmeckles that we bought.
Knuckles.
I think they want us to go directly there.
But what are we gonna offer?
I run back and I think we need to sit and watch what other people offer, and then we can kind of figure it out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Look, we got a lot of cool stuff. Like I got all these like wings and
I run
fucking
back to our
claws
room and I hang the "Do Not Disturb" sign on so they don't go in and try to clean it.
Awesome.
Housekeeping, don't disturb.
Yeah,
Don't
remember,
disturb.
remember, we just got off a good raid, so we might have some cool stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, let's just go scope it out. I mean, let's go there first. What the hell are we gonna do with this horse? We gotta sell it. It's gonna get stolen.
Yeah,
let's take it with us.
Should we split up?
Yeah, I like the horse.
Well, we should just go
Oh,
there
we
with the
all
Or
horse.
else we
probably
can't
have to
do
make an
anything.
offer.
We gotta have some money, and that's the only thing that can give us money here. They don't have a gold
I cast a spell?
exchange.
Can we just ask the tavern keeper that we talked to if we could sell it to her instead?
Actually, I have an idea. Why don't we ask the tavern keeper if they have a gold exchange? Because we got a bunch of gold from the raid.
Oh, we should just exchange all the gold we have right now, because by the end of this, we won't need gold, right? I'm sure Malnova will reward us handsomely.
Yeah, we don't need gold.
Well, we're only gonna be here for like a couple of days, right? I don't think we should do all of our money. That might be
Well,
useful
true.
in Raptua
No.
with Tabaxi or something. Yeah, look at Thunder.
Yeah, but aren't we just going to Raptua, and then
Right.
if we come
with
back, then
Tabaxi
we
and
did the
Zerglid.
job.
I know, but why would we convert $4,000 if we're only gonna need to spend like 200? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the conversion is across continents.
Say they're worth the same thing. Well, it's like you could use that gold elsewhere for something else. It could still be used in trade in Raptua somewhere, just because they don't.
Actually, I'm more worried about not knowing where this black temple is, and I don't really want to ask anybody either.
Can we see if the guards are still like outside the building, or did they just?
You can roll a perception check.
I'm not rolling this for that. Oops,
As you kind of try to look out the window, Ventus, you can see that the guards are just kind of out on the road.
actually.
Well, they're out there. I think. I don't think they're gonna let us go anywhere else. Looks like they're waiting for us.
That's what I'm saying. If we walk out the door and turn left, we were supposed to turn right. I'm a little worried. Well, we just got to do it. We just got to do it.
Yeah.
We're still like right outside the route?
I mean,
Yeah, we're
we're new
close
to
to
the
the edge of the
city.
city.
It's not
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna go-
insane for us to ask.
I'm gonna go back
agree
into
with
the inn and ask the
Mhm.
barkeep if they have a map of the city I can.
And if they can exchange human money.
The barkeep kind of lazily looks up at you as she slowly throws her tongue out and brings it back in. And, she says to you, No. We don't do transference here. That would be at the transference pit.
No
What is
problem.
pit?
How about a map?
What do you need to find?
The Black Temple, so we can make our offering. We're new in town.
And she kind of cocks her head slightly. Oh, you should have done that right when you came in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a little drunk last night. That's our bad.
Be very careful. They could kill you for less. The Black Temple is 2 turns forward on the main road.
Turns right or left?
And her tongue kind of falls out of her mouth again and back in.
Can I discern what she means by that?
By the 2 turns.
Yeah, with a 22 insight check.
You feel like she's definitely telling you the truth, like she's not like trying to deceive you in any way, but again, it's just like a weird translation problem. So Jin, whenever you ask her to clarify, she kind of cocks her head again, confused. Turns to right.
Yeah, I was just joshing you.
And she goes back to the note that she was reading.
All right, I guess we got what we needed. And
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Hey,
head to the main road.
I kind of whisper to the group as we're walking. Everyone should probably think of some kind of snake name. Someone eventually is going to ask
Slytherin.
us.
I just thought about
My
it.
name's Salazar.
Probably Voldemort.
Yeah.
And as the group of you leave the tavern and begin to head out on the main drag, I won't even require a check for it because they're not even really trying to be sneaky. The same guards are kind of following you. Not like directly behind you, but definitely keeping watch on you to see where you're going.
And as we're kind of shuffling along, I whisper to the group, so are we going to stick with the drunk story, or what are we going to say why we didn't immediately come with the questions?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything better we can say.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
tired and drunk. And
Yeah, we traveled a long distance. We were drinking
From where?
out of.
We were celebrating our successful raid.
Where did
From
we
the
Yeah,
get
White
it was
Tower
a small village in the Falklands. They've been
How did
recently
we get
taken.
here? Who? We need to get our story straight, like right now.
Okay, so we raided
yeah.
a small village in the Falklands, and we made out with the wagon and their horses and all
Okay,
their goods, and we drank their booze all the way back to Green
Back up
City.
one step. How did we get there? Who was like our, leader or whatever? Did we get split from our main party?
yeah, that's good because then we don't. Well, have to come up with some names for those people then too.
And so as I'm looking around, does it
Mhm.
seem kind of like they have banners for different, like maybe groups or platoons?
You really only see one banner in this town, and I'll provide a picture of it here for you. It is at least I think I have a picture of it. Yeah, here we go. But to answer your question, no, it doesn't seem as divided as that. It is this green and black banner. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah. Snakes often do that when they're really stressed out.
Interesting.
Okay, how about this? We
could say we were scouting,
We-
and
we-
we just
no.
happened to raid a group.
we were making our way back from Ocaria after all the shit show, So just say like,
Oh yeah, that's why we don't know
right.
really
We
what's
don't know anything.
going on. We don't know much about here.
Yeah, we were part of the Ocaria fallout, and we're trying
Oh,
to.
remember the place we kind of fucking ambushed outside of Ocaria on the way to Ocaria?
The
That'd be even better.
Ratton?
No,
Was it
after,
It was in between Ratton and Ocaria. It
Yeah,
was that place.
just that little outpost that we ambushed them at. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea saying we're from like. I just don't want to say like we're from like a major city.
Right,
And,
no,
like,
not
They'll
from
be
there,
like,
but
why didn't you fight?
we did. But the giant explosions.
there was a strong group of like people they had there. They had strong soldiers, the Diamond Dragons.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna question us that
And
much.
the Joe Tigers guerrilla faction
Oh, yeah.
decimated our command lines.
Let me tell you about these Joe Tigers, okay? Yeah.
I think we got it straight. We're good.
That's
Yeah,
good enough.
and
I think
that's-
that's good
I
enough.
think
Yeah,
that's-
we came from the
yeah.
Ocaria direction. We made our way across the lane. It's taken us a while to get here. I like it.
And I nod. Yeah.
Perfect.
Great. And the group of you continue moving forward until you kind of reach the end of the directions that you were provided by the barkeep. And the group of you, I think, as you kind of stroll up upon where you were directed to go, would have no confusion about where you're supposed to go. Because in this city, kind of like in this picture here, you can see the architecture, the buildings are very clearly human, right? They are dilapidated and destroyed in some instances, in ruin, but very clearly human built. But in the center of a square, you can see a large structure that has been built that looks completely out of place. It uses almost kind of vivid colors of greens and reds made of tiles, like clay tiling. And the artwork, the architecture, the design, all of it is very different from the more European architecture around it. And you can see that there are 1T kind of walking in and out of this this large temple constructed in the middle of this town square.
And do we recognize like where this square was in Old Grand City?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you would be like intimately familiar with it or anything, but I think it would be quite clear to you that this was once a large outdoor market that has been completely torn down. You can even see some of the stalls where they have been deconstructed or even burned in places. And in its place, constructed was this large temple.
I'll look over to see if those guards are still following us.
And you can see that now that the group of you are here at the Black Temple, they have kind of loosened their gait as well as their attention. They're still there. Don't get it wrong, but they're totally watching you like hawks, like they were before.
David, what's the weather going to be like for the next 24 hours?
You can roll a nature check.
No, I used
Druidcraft.
Druidcraft.
Oh, I'm sorry. How do you? What does it look like when you cast Druidcraft?
It looks like my main kind of gets blown in the wind, right? Like it's like a breath of fresh air sweeps
Yes.
through my mane, and it smells like a Largian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like fresh good berries.
Fresh good berries and morning dew.
Yes. You reach out to Alargian to request what the weather might be in the next 24 hours. And you can smell in the air, you can feel in your paws, in about 6 hours or so, there will be a storm.
I don't like that. Yeah, I tell the party, and then also it makes me think of how bad this horse is dealing with all this dirt and mud. So as we're walking through, I'm using mold earth. So as he steps, he doesn't like sink through the mud. He's kind of like having an easier walk through this traversing of whatever the fuck it's called.
I would like for anyone that's proficient in perception to roll me a check.
Oh, am I? Sure am.
And perception?
If you're proficient.
Me.
Bile and Ventus, you both notice that Thunder's kind and actually all of you notice that Thunder's kind and kind of thoughtful actions towards this horse is beginning to draw attention.
Let's cut
What
that
did you
out.
fool? You'll get us caught.
Sorry.
Slap it.
Remember, you don't give a shit about this horse.
Yeah, hit the horse. Hit the fucking horse.
No, no, don't make me, please.
I walk up, I hit the horse, and I hit Thunder, like lightly, with like a kind of a Three Stooges slap.
And the horse kind of neighs out in response. It doesn't necessarily hurt, but it's more like surprised. And as you stopped crafting new earth for the horse, you watch as it kind of sinks in the mud slightly.
Oh no.
And I start laughing.
Does the horse know? I hate you. Does the horse
I don't
know?
enjoy this.
Why are you laughing?
We
Does
have
the
to put
horse
on a
know?
show.
Does the horse know it's not personal?
The horse is frustrated with how it's sinking in this black slime.
No, I'm sorry. I'm having a flashback of what's the never-ending story? The horse is just like
Oh, it's right
sinking, and I'm
here.
just yeah.
No.
Fucking Balthazar
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
The sludge
Balthazar.
that covers these streets, the stone, the dirt, it's difficult to walk through. You can see that a lot of 1T, and it's beginning to make more sense now. They use it to slither through. It's more comfortable for them, for the snake-like 1T, to pull their serpentine bodies through, instead of on the dirt or on the stone. It's almost used as their own kind of roads.
Locked out on my stupid human legs and my snake arms.
Man.
I'm like, damn it.
Freaking 1%ers over here.
Truly.
David, I do want you to know that I am using my burrow speed to like not struggle through traversing.
Okay,
through
fair
the
enough.
sludge.
Fair enough. And the group of you approach the Black Temple. You are outside of it, but you can see the entryway leading in.
I want to like immediately look for other people giving like sacrifices to try to figure out what we should do next.
Yep.
Yeah, is there like
Sure.
a line or something?
Yes. Yeah, there is a small line.
Oh.
that. Cool dice, Jacob.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I had to get off the list.
I was actually gonna say.
Yeah, you can see that there's a small line leading outwards that the group of you will have to get into to be able to go inside of the temple.
Okay, while we're queued up, I'll be like rooting around my pack, and I'll go ahead and pull out my Roisterous claws and be like, I got some other. Remember when we killed that Roisterous? I got a couple things.
I'm gonna cast Arcane Eye.
Oh,
It's an
shit.
invisible eye, and I'm going to send it to the front of the line to watch what's happening.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I can send it
Your
as
little
far
eye.
as far as I want.
Your little eye watches for you
Whoa.
and sees inside of this temple. You can see that inside of the temple, it's ornate but bare. There is a beautiful golden statue of a serpent that each person individually is kind of walking up to at the edge of this pool. You can see a small fountain at the base of the snake that is pouring in slowly a viscous liquid. You can't really get you can't visually tell what it is. It's not water. That's all you know. It's thicker than that, and it flows gently into this pool. And this pool is filled with a reflective black liquid that shimmers in the light. And you watch as a 1T approaches the edge of the basin here and gets on both of their knees, if they have them, and leans down to overhang the basin. And when they do so, they open their mouth and extend forward their fangs. And you watch with some effort, almost like flexing a muscle. They strain their face, and slowly dripping out from their fangs is a deep black liquid
Oh, shit.
that drops into the pool.
Not good, guys. They're looks like they're putting in venom from their fangs.
Is that black broth?
Well, I guess would I know that? I should know every ingredient of that, right?
Yeah, I don't think you would necessarily know that, Halbjorn, but I do think that you would have a strong inclination that, like, this is part of the black broth
Yeah.
formulation. You know, this is definitely a key ingredient, maybe the base. And after the 1T has provided several drops of venom from their fangs, they stand up, say a small like phrase to the serpent on the wall, and then walk out. And the line shifts forward.
So, with some prestidigitation.
Could we put black broth in our mouth and spit it in?
Or not even black broth. What about just like
I'm not
water?
doing that, Aslos. That's not.
Yeah, what about like alcohol or something?
I'm immune to poison. I can do that.
I'm also immune to poison.
But
Well, it seems like we're all gonna have to do it.
Well, we got 2 of us
Well,
can
it's
do
better
that.
off than it's better off to do that than get killed.
That's true. I don't have black broth sitting around either, though.
Well,
Is
it's
it
poisonous,
gonna-
right?
That's
So it
a lot.
can't
It's just
be,
venom.
It can't be
It's
consumed.
going into
Whenever
black
the
broth.
venom drops in, does it did anything react other than just drops of liquid fell into the pool?
No, there's no like a frothy reaction or nothing like that. It just kind of drops in, and
Okay. Well, I can just minor illusion us, all of us doing it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
you
I
get
can,
it.
it,
and the
makes
line
a, it makes a sound.
the
as
line
well.
moves forward 1.
Okay, why don't you get like towards the middle of the group, I guess, so you can monitor the first group and the last group.
He should probably go last, right?
I would like for whoever is at the end of the line to roll me a perception check as you kind of turn around to look.
Who's at the end of the line?
Who has the? I have. I'll do it.
The line is beginning
God
to
damn
form
it.
kind of behind y'all, and you can see hazily watching you all. Thunder is those guards. They have not left, and they are still watching you. And the line moves forward 1. There are 5 1T in front of you.
And is this happening one at a time?
Yes.
Okay, so I think whoever's performing the illusion should be last in line, so it's not weird that they're lingering around.
Yes.
And then we'll just
Oh god.
walk up, watch the illusion happen, and then bow and leave like everyone else.
And the line moves forward 1. There's now 4 1T in front of you.
Yeah, I'm observing to make sure I.
I have
did it.
some black broth on me right now. If Ventus, you wanted to try that or whatever, I can.
I don't think we should risk putting black broth in our mouth.
But I'm immune.
Is it? Is
The
it?
poison aspects, but maybe not the
I
transforming
thought it was
aspects.
poisonous though, which would mean we can't consume it. You, an expert about black broth, you know, if we just put it in our mouth, it won't be dangerous, right?
And Hjalbjorn, I think that this is like up to this point. Think of it like this. Everything that Hjalbjorn knows, and I think that this could kind of maybe be a rule moving forward. Everything that Hjalbjorn knows and has practiced with Black Broth has been theoretical. So, to answer that question, Aslos, on paper, probably. But it's not as though he has had subjects that he's been able to kind of test these things on. It's all on paper.
I guess we just gotta do the illusion.
Yeah, I think it's safest.
And the line moves forward 1. There's now 3 1T in front of you.
Or at most, maybe we all take a swig and then drop whatever alcohol or water we have into the pool. I don't think any harm.
I don't know if y'all saw my shape water description. It says that if we have water to put in our mouth, I can change the water's color or opacity. Opacity?
Capacity?
Yeah. The water must be changed in the same way throughout. This change lasts for an hour and is a cantrip. That way we can actually spew something out of our mouth and
I
it hits.
also have shape water. So
Yeah, I think that might.
That's the best bet.
Yeah,
Well,
let's all take a swig.
we'll have to shape. Well, I don't think.
Or enchant like a flask, and then
Yeah, I
we'll
think
all.
it's just enchant a flask, and then I still think we're gonna have to do like prestidigitation to mimic the water dripping
Yeah,
into the
agreed.
water and making a noise.
Off the fangs, right?
Yeah.
The line moves forward 1. There's now 2 1T in front of you.
So I'll be at the head of the line, and I'm gonna like study exactly the mannerisms that people ahead of us do for the next 2.
Okay.
And don't
Jin.
also pay attention to the what they said. They said some stuff.
Yeah, and
Because
what
I
they say.
couldn't hear it. Yeah, try to hear what they're saying.
And you watch, Jen, as the 1T2 in front of you, like the arcane eye observed, gets deep on 2 knees. This 1T is like you. it has a humanoid lower half and a serpentine upper half. And so it gets on its two knees and leans over the pool, kind of with its hands almost behind it on the rim of this pool. And you watch as it opens its mouth, extending its fangs as far as they can go, as it flexes its face. And after a few moments, several drops begin to leak out from its fangs and dribble onto the pond below. And after the Wanty has
about how many drops would you say?
probably like 3 to 4, not a lot at all. It's not like it's like dripping. It's like kind of like imagine almost like squeezing like a lemon.
Yeah. So I whisper over to Halbjorn, that is your name. Yep. So just 3 drops right off my fangs as I queue up to be like on deck.
And the Wanty, after providing his or her offering, stands up, flicks its tongue at the statue in front of it, the golden serpent here, and I want for you to roll me a perception check to try to listen to what it says to it.
Easy.
And you don't hear it. You could not make out what it says.
I thought you get the rogue where you can't roll below a 10 or whatever.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, let me read that.
It literally it's you.
Yeah.
You can't roll below a 10. Like it has. It's like you get a 12 out of that.
No one has guidance.
Reliable talent.
We don't have a cleric.
No.
Whenever I make an ability check, that lets me add my proficiency. So unfortunately, that's not the case here.
And the line moves forward 1. There's now 1 Wanty in front of you.
Okay, I'm really gonna listen in this time. Maybe someone else should also listen.
I'm gonna also listen. I'll be
also listen.
I'm second in line
Is it
behind
possible
Jin.
for me to press the digitation a tiny gust of wind that blows towards Jin's ear?
This one I'll allow more people to listen. It was just that Jin was the closest, right?
That would just carry through.
And so you watch this Wanty do the exact same thing, get deep on its knees, lean deep over the pond, flex its muscles, drip out a few drops of venom into the pool, stand,
Oh my god. I'm in the back.
and speak.
You are.
And speak to the statue. Go ahead and give me those perception checks, please.
Oh my god, no way. Oh, thank god. Fuck.
Ventus, you, Fail,
Azos
and
not listening.
Azos, you don't care whatsoever. And Thunder, your little tabaxi ears
I'm a copycat, so I feel like I'm really good at copying people.
and fixate on the voice that you hear. And you hear the Wanty speak as they kind of mutter.
Okay, is that fair if you cut out whenever you...
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I did not hear.
I don't know if that
what
was
David
your
was
voice
saying.
match.
Oh, sorry.
Can you give us
So
a closed
you
caption
step
on that?
forward. No, just kidding. You hear
It's
it
like a
say,
roll
in its kind of Wanty whisper, "Sekla sasesos."
Sekla.
Let's say Slayslos.
And the Wanty steps away, and Jin, you're up.
So before I step up, I take a swig from the enchanted flask and pass it to Jaryu next in line.
Okay.
I then step up. I position myself precisely as I saw, deep on my knees, hands kind of back at the edge of the pool, lean over and kind of protrude my neck out as if I was going to present my fangs.
Mm-hmm.
And I wait for the visual cue of the illusion magic to show dripping venom.
So you watch Halbjorn as Jin steps forward to present himself to the statue. And I would imagine, Jin, that for you this is a slightly surreal experience. In a Wanty temple, making an offering to a presumable Wanty god in Grand City.
Yes, but it's offset by the fact that I'm getting to spit in their sacred pool.
a small victory.
So once he takes the position, did ever... God damn it. Did they say the thing before the venom?
After. So I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm just waiting, protruding my neck, waiting for the venom to drop.
I do the shape water. I'm trying to keep a low profile with like one hand basically, and I time it where as soon as I see it hit the water, I do a prestidigitation and show the ripple of the.
At that point, I also released the swig in my mouth to kind of just a few
Kind of
drops. That's all.
slightly dribbles down your chin as it splashes into the pool.
And then I stand up, flip my tongue, and say, in using my actor feat, I should be able to mimic anything I've heard, right?
Sure. Yeah. Good call.
So I mimic what was said perfectly.
Would you say it for us?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
You kind of you pause for a second and then awkwardly step away.
David, can you say it one more time?
Yeah.
I rolled a 30. I think I told everyone exactly how to say it.
And does it translate to anything in common?
Yeah, as your bowler cap would be able to kind of translate this phrase for you, right? You would hear the 1T of it, but understand what it actually means. And
so I gotta come clean here. I just reread actor. Technically, the last line does say I have to make some kind of check. I'm not too worried about that though.
Well, yeah,
excellent.
that and we have like 7 deep right now, and we're only seeing the backs of the people in the front. So like, who's hearing what's happening right now?
Yeah, I think that would be kind of something that you realize is that there are not like guards in here watching this happen. So the performance, I think, would mostly be for your own sanity.
Okay.
So you speak it to the best of your ability. And this is the phrase that you would know how it translates to.
We give you black gold.
And Jaryu, you step up.
Okay, so I do the same thing, mimicking Jin as closely as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I stick my neck out, waiting for Hal to do his magic.
Feeling a little more confident because the first one was like the big, like my heart's thumping moment.
Sure.
It's still thumping, but like I feel a little more like okay, I can, and so I can perform the visuals.
Yeah, and it's working well. As you do this, Jaryu, I want for you to roll me a perception check.
Oh shit.
You don't notice anything as the illusion magic strikes you, and you kind of spill out slightly the water that splashes into the pool, and you stand up, provide your phrase.
Sekla za Sathos.
Gonna cite those.
Zasatos.
Cite those.
And
Did you just dab up the priest? Yeah, let's go.
you kind of shrug
Praise
slightly
Jesus.
and leave the pool. Who is next?
I'm gonna get some black gold.
I'll go next.
Okay, Ventus,
I'll
you
go ahead
step
and do
forward.
Yeah, I step forward and I do exactly as Jin did.
Mm-hmm.
I get down on my knees and then I like stick my neck out to make it look like I'm protruding my fangs.
Sure.
And I wait for the magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. At this point, I feel like I feel like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. You all kind of have the routine of it down. As the water kind of drips down you, splashes into the pool, you stand, and I want you to give me a perception check.
I flip my tongue and then I say my phrase too.
Which is?
Sekla Sathos.
And Ventus, as you're about to turn away, you kind of look down to the pool.
Oh shit.
and you can see that something is wrong. The water that is spilling into this pool does not mix with whatever the liquid was before
Oh
it.
no.
So you can see
So,
very clearly.
David, shape
Mhm.
water. You can change the water's color. I'm changing it to look like the venom.
The problem isn't the color, it's the density.
Like, if it's the same color, can you really see if it's mixing or not?
Ooh.
I think that you would
saying-
definitely be able to see the outline of it.
But if we're changing the color to where even the outline matches what is supposed to be on the outline.
That's some good magic.
I mean, him from the School of Magic.
No. I'm not saying that it's like
I love it.
I'm not saying that it's like red on black. You would have to be somewhat near to be able to see it. But it is this water is not invisible with whatever liquid is inside this.
Does it appear anyone else has picked up on this?
How bad does it
No.
look? Like, is it something only you have to be like right in front of it to see, or is it starting to? It's like
I
spray or
think
whatever.
I think that you would think that Ventus. I mean, it's only been like a couple mouthfuls. It's not as though you're pouring gallons or anything into this. It's just something that you kind of noticed as you were stepping away. Jar, you didn't even notice it. So I wouldn't say it's that strikingly obvious, but
Was somebody in the back with the person directly behind them that's not in our party is going to have to do something else.
Or maybe we just go with the illusion.
Or we just blame somebody.
now
Let's just proceed as we have been without the flask part.
So what happens? Are people walking out after they do this?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
Okay, then I'm not there. I'm
Right,
Nice.
right. So the conversation at this point would only include Aslos, I almost called you Yokizos, Halbjorn, and Thunder, and Fayol.
Okay, so
I
I
say-
say to the I kind of whisper up to the front of the group. I'm like, try not to let any water out on this one. I'll see if I can do it.
And then I whisper back, if we freeze the water, it'll sink to the bottom of the pool and be less visible of a difference.
Oh,
It would float.
Water floats.
I'm
Ice
not here.
floats.
I saw
Not that G.I. Joe movie.
And I need the next person to step up.
Literally giant ass pieces of ice in the ocean float. So.
I'll walk
think
up. I'll
Okay, Fayol, you step forward.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the whole spiel. I've had time. I definitely.
Yeah, you've watched it several times now. You lean over, flex, and you, to understand correctly, you are not letting any water out of your mouth. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, I'm assuming Ventus kind of gave it a stop the water type thing.
Yeah, I would imagine as he kind of passed you on the way out, kind of give you a heads up, which allows you to talk about it. So yeah, you don't let any water out of your mouth and just kind of awkwardly wait for some kind of illusion magic to help you here.
I don't know exactly with this. It says an object. What is considered an object? The sound or image of an object. But the sound, it says, could be a scream. So how is that an object?
I think that an object in this case would be like a single drop.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll just
Yeah.
do that. I'll just try to make a drop, and then I'll do the prestidigitation the same way as I did before.
Sure. Yeah. You kind of double fist it with one hand,
Whoa.
conjuring a minor illusion, and the other a prestidigitation.
It's a time
And-
thing. I don't have to do that. It's just a timing. I did it before with the shape water.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't mean it was like going to be any more difficult. Just in that, you're now having to kind of like manage two spells, right?
I like to think that I am sweating my ass off right now. I am so nervous doing this, and like this is.
Yeah, and I think that Fayol, probably you would be too, knowing your character.
Mhm.
This isn't necessarily her strong suit. This isn't a Jin Avenue. and you watch as an imaginary droplet falls from your mouth, and illusion strikes the pond below it.
Yeah. Stand up, say my Sekla, the Sethos, mumbling, because I'm not sure I got it right.
Right.
Kind of low key, and then just reverently walk around, like kind of get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. And who is next?
Why
I'll
they
go
copy
next.
that? What the fuck?
Okay. Aslos, you do the same thing. No checks here. You lean over, and you wait for the spells to cast. As Halbjorn, you help out your boy Aslos, and you watch as the imaginary drop falls from your imaginary fang and creates an imaginary ripple. As you then stand up, provide your phrase.
Zekla Zazathos.
Nice.
How
Say
many
with
more left?
bravado.
And I kind of do extra tongue
Good thunder.
like, towards the tilt. I see the third guy in line, and I kind of like go up to him a little bit, and I give him a little bit of the extra tongue, and then move on.
As I'm getting closer to the pool, well, I guess. Let me see if I can notice. Do I see the little, like oil mixing with water?
Yeah. You would now see what Ventus is talking about.
I cast Shape Water and I shoot it like underwater, undercurrent to the other side of the pool, like to the back corner or something, so that it would look discolored back there, but not up here.
Right. Yeah. It like you described, it definitely wouldn't stay down there. But you watch it kind of rise as it becomes lighter, but it is now in a back corner, no longer right there where you would present for the serpent. And Thunder.
Yeah. So I get into position. I see what Halbjorn did, which is something I was thinking about doing myself.
Nice.
But what I'm gonna do, because he pushed it to the opposite end, the corner, he did the downflow force to it. I'm going to actually freeze that water to the wall of the container.
Okay. You freeze it to the stone, and you watch as it kind of ices over, and stops moving with the small ripples that are being made from the liquid being added, right?
Yeah, and and the water unfreezes in an hour, so it's gonna stay down like in the corner, under the opposite side, frozen along the walls.
Nice.
And then I get down on my knees or stretch my neck out, and I open my mouth and I wait for Halbjorn to do his water drop as well as the sensory effect.
Yeah, and you kind of watch it happen to you. It's kind of a strange feeling, because you watch these things be produced without you doing anything, and then you stand, and
I say,
excellent, and you flick your tongue lovingly at the statue.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can see on the way out that this line of 1T, there's maybe like 7 or 8 in front of y'all when you first stepped up. It has consistently kind of remained at that number. It never gets too long, but it also has not shortened up. So there's probably like 7 or so 1T behind Halbjorn now as you leave.
Okay, so given the pacing that we have been doing this, would you say that I have figured out like the timing of how long it takes for someone to walk up and do this?
Yeah, I think y'all have kind of found the rhythm of it.
Oh, actually, I still have my arcane eyes sitting, like, looking at the pool. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
And
then I get up and then go with the other guys.
Sure. And Halbjorn, you're the last one left. There are just a bunch of 1T in line behind you.
So I take a deep breath, get nervous, and walk up and try to mimic everything as best as I've seen several times now. I do a little droplet, I have it hit the water, or the venom, and gonna stand up and say my Sekla Zasethos. And then get up and walk away. And as I'm walking away, I am tapping my mind's eye into the arcane eye.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching the next Yuan-Ti come up and do theirs.
Sure. Yeah, they the next one strides forward and continues the same ritual as you meet up with the rest of your party outside. And as you're walking out,
Wait,
the rest of the party was waiting.
So the timing of, I mean, I'm not walking all the way outside before he does this thing, right?
No. You would see him like kind of step up as you step away.
Okay. As soon as in my mind's eye I see his venom hit the pool, I'm gonna press the digitation a large splash in the pool right in front of him. Like it's just an illusion. It doesn't actually splash anything, but basically like something that makes a noise of a splash and looks like one. And then I continue walking out.
Okay. I think you would see him kind of recoil against like the large splash because he only drop like it's not like that big of a drop, but probably wouldn't think anything of it. Just whoa.
There's more anyone else noticing it.
Probably a couple people in line would be like, what was that? Like that was a big splash for what we do.
Okay.
But not enough to where like anyone's like grabbing the guards or anything, you know what I mean? Like it's just like what happened. And as you leave the temple to rejoin your friends, those of you outside that have been waiting can see the guards that communicated with you earlier beginning to walk across the square to the group of you. Like I said, it's not like covert in any way. Very intentional. And they reach up with the group of you about Halbjorn whenever you exit the temple. And the lead guardman walks up to you and greets you with a long tongue flick and speaks to you. Thank you. Thank you for performing the rite. You are now welcome in this city.
Forgive us, and I flick my tongue and bow my head. We're very weary from the long road of travel.
From where did you travel?
I flick my tongue again. Ocaria.
And when you say this, a couple of the one team in the back kind of look at each other. Ocaria.
And then I
you carry much shame with you.
I have this haunted, like, distant Vietnam kind of look in my eyes.
Yeah, I look disgusted at like the
It was
sound of
awful.
Ocaria. Like I can't look at the guards in the eye.
We don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, shame on all our faces.
Shame. And then I
Large
palm,
shame.
back of hand to forehead.
You will not be welcome in this city for long.
That is fine. We wish to go back to our homeland. Because I didn't know if they...
And you can watch that one T kind of bristle when you say that. Not because he, like, it's wrong, but more of the awkward phrasing that you used. But they don't press it necessarily.
And then I add in, after that pregnant pause, for punishment.
And you can see their shoulders relax slightly. But I think, Jin, that with as high of a level as you are and your skills where they are, you would kind of feel that hot burn of a blunder, right? You know that you kind of tripped up. And you know that they probably know that was odd.
I didn't want to call it Raptua, because I didn't know if they had a different name for it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I figured it was best to be vague.
But whenever you say for punishment, you can see them slightly fall at ease. Yes. This is better.
But we are no cowards. We face it with our chins held high, because I do have a human chin.
Nice.
And the one T gives you a flick of his tongue. Be well. And they begin to walk away.
I flick my tongue.
I flick my tongue.
I flick my tongue again.
Jesus fucking Christ.
As they walk away, Halbjorn just like collapses, not like collapses, but just like
Yeah,
the
a large
adrenaline
sigh
of
of
it
relief.
all just fucking was
Mhm.
all like building up, and like everything that he just did is just like fuck.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I go up and give him a couple of pats on the back for how good of a job he did on the spot.
I like to think that that he's shaking. Halbjorn's
Yeah,
shaking.
I do the same thing. It's like, good work, Halbjorn. I knew we needed you.
You're one of us.
What have I signed myself up for?
I flick my tongue at him.
I flick my tongue.
And you watch
I
as
too
your
flick
new
my
party
tongue.
mates all flick their tongues at you. And in the middle of this flicking, the group of you hear a kind of strange sound echo out on the square. It's kind of like a bell, but it's a very low tone. Like a very low tone. You feel it in your chest as it kind of vibrates you. It's not like a gong, but more of a soft, like kind of boom of sorts. And when you feel these vibrations that resonate within you, you watch across this market, across this square where there are probably hundreds of 1T, all begin to kind of freeze and all look in the same direction westward across the square. And I think that you would be able to tell that this vibration calls to them much deeper than it does for any of you in their actual serpentine bodies. And the 1T begin to collect en masse across the square on the other side of it.
I say to the group quietly, this could be our chance. Like, maybe we should try to use this as cover to go explore, or do you think we should go check it out?
Talking about the Arcane College?
Or just, yeah, get any kind of info we can while everyone's distracted.
It's gonna be thundering later.
And you can hear kind of the guards, not the guards that you spoke with, but just more generic guards, kind of beginning to move people, like gesture them, kind of pointing them in the right direction as they call out, "The call! You hear the call!" And they also kind of begin to move in that direction.
We gotta make a choice. We go, or do we...
Yeah, I don't really think we're gonna get many more chances if we don't take this call. I feel like they are already a little bit suspicious of us, so I feel like we have to answer this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess we follow the crowd.
Yeah. You kind of move with them, and you can see that a large audience is gathering. Hundreds of 1T are beginning to collect. And it takes a little time. It takes maybe like 5 minutes to walk over to where they're massing. And it takes a little bit to see what they're massing up to, like what they're trying to gather around, until it becomes quite evident.
Oh.
In the far side of this plaza, again, constructed in a completely different art style, material, architecture than the rest of the buildings in this city, is a large wall that has been constructed, probably 50 feet high, and clearly in the center of it, in the 1T art style, is a giant serpent. And you can see the 1T have all collected up to it, almost like in prayer, and they're all staring at the giant serpent statue. And in front of it is an impressive 1T, large 1T, maybe almost 10 feet tall. And the group of you would be able to kind of recognize this type of 1T, not this one specifically, but you have fought ones like this before. I'm trying to find a good picture of it. One like this. I'll post it in Discord.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have.
Yes, a very large, prominent 1T, as y'all have begun to learn about 1T culture. And as a bunch of people have begun to gather, the 1T raises its two hands to silence the crowd and speaks out loudly to it. "Thank you for gathering. for this call. We have a special delivery for our most sacred goddess today. And you see from behind the wall, walking out, are several low-caste 1T, almost fully humanoid. And with each one of them, there's 5. There is a human. They have been blindfolded, and you can see that they are shaking slightly. And they are tied to large beams that stand upright, binding them. And the lead 1T begins a long speech. The speech references the, I think who you would, using context clues, presumed to be the serpent depicted on the wall here, Sesava. As you have some time to talk to yourselves.
Is it anyone, or are we close enough to be able to recognize any of the humans?
Maybe kind of vaguely. You definitely don't recognize any of them.
So this was all in common?
No. This is all in 1T, but thanks to your caps, you can understand.
Gotcha.
Well, this
And you can
really
see that these humans have been stripped of all their clothes. They stand naked on this like small stage of sorts, bound to the beams, blindfolded. There's a woman up there who is crying.
Wish we could help those people.
Yeah, we can't really, unfortunately, do anything.
No, we have to applaud. Like, we have to cheer this.
That's why we can't do it.
We have to be happy.
This is the Russian mission from Call of Duty.
And as you say that, Thunder, the large 1T ends speech, and you hear not applause emanating out from the 1T, but a low, kind of dark hiss. It's a horrible sound, extremely ominous and unnerving, but you can tell that culturally this is like a 1T applause.
I would like to try to emulate the low.
Sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, with a heavy
Yeah.
You should have it the
heart.
Utah Rattlers, man. Just have them do that shit in the stadium.
I would like to hear
I just-
everyone's best impression of the low hiss.
Yeah, that's what I do. I see you just really.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And it is a, because of how many there are, you kind of feel it in your chest, which also makes it grosser. And the 1T calls out to everyone and says, "These special 5 were graced by Sesava, not to become brood guard, but to be sacrificed in her glory." And without hesitation, he walks forward to the first man, and you watch as he takes a blade off of his back and slices open the chest of the man. He's still alive as he screams out in pain, but you can watch the blood just letting down his chest as he slowly begins to bleed out in front of all of you, and the hissing goes wild. It's like almost like, it sounds like a stampede almost.
Got hurt of cats.
Paul
What about
Bjorn
Kat?
is crying hard on the inside. This is like all
Wasting
too
perfectly
much.
good food.
And the 1T moves to the next, another man, and he does the same, carving him out, but this time in his entrails, as you watch his intestines slip out of his body. And he too is still alive, screaming in pain, as the first man has slowly begun to go unconscious from the blood loss.
Yep, just
And
keep-
yes,
keep
the applause goes wild. And he gets to the next one, the woman who was crying. And with absolute alien remorse, he just simply kind of presses his blade softly to her neck, and then one fell swoop cuts her head off. Yes, yeah, applaud me. And
But I'm crying. That
just
buddy is
as
my magic.
just as nimbly, he moves to the next 2, a younger man and then a child, and disembowels them. And when the ceremony is finished, there is a buzz, an energy in this square as the 1T grow restless. And the lead 1T kind of raises his hands and says,
For all the glory, the blood spills for Sasava.
And one more round of applause as the Wanti slowly walk and slither back to their duties.
Jesus Christ.
I gotta find a dark corner and start throwing it. This is like the first death Hallbjorn's seen, so
Yeah,
other
it's
than,
a
like, the
rude
natural
awakening.
death of being old or whatever, you know.
As a Clan of the Worm member, I try to comfort my fellow,
Mm.
homies because I'm used to this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also, took
Mhm.
part in it in a cold, callous way at some point in my life.
You were definitely not so detached.
Are the bodies just left there?
Yes. Yes, that's a great question, Thunder. You watch as the first man has completely bled out, the second has bled out, the woman is decapitated, and the fourth body is just kind of what's the right word? Not shivering, twitching as it dies.
Oh wow. You're so excited when you said that. Twitching.
Twitching.
Found the word.
As she slowly dies.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
We should find. Y'all know where the place is. Y'all know where this fucking arcane college is, right?
Theoretically.
I know where it was in Grant City. I like wiping my face off and like wiping tears out of my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Is the horse still with us, or do we sell a horse?
I believe you still have the horse.
Okay,
Yeah, I think we
that's
still
what I
have
thought.
I think we
No,
left
yeah,
it
we
behind.
still-
We had it outside of the temple.
I
and
love
brought
how
it.
he took the horse to the whole like
Yeah.
ceremony.
We just hitched it up.
That's when I'll die.
We definitely still have Seabiscuit. He's chilling with us.
Not for long.
You realize we're gonna sell Seabiscuit for horse meat, right?
to get money.
They didn't want that.
I mean, we
They
need
didn't
money.
want that as an offering.
Yeah, they didn't want it as an offering. We already traded 2 of them for our room as meat.
But aren't we gonna trade this one for cash?
Yeah.
And I'm also I want to
What are they
look
gonna do?
around
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
currency pit.
Sure, yeah. And I think that as you would find it somewhat quickly in this area. There's a kind of near one of the entrances to this large bazaar of sorts is a building that labels itself as a currency pit on its large sign. And it's kind of open air. You can see Wanti kind of walking in and out of it like a bank almost.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and go up to like the counter of it, like, and I have like full intention of like trading in like some of my gold, like, to figure it out.
Sure.
So I kind of want to ask like what is your exchange rate?
And a Wanti kind of pulls up over to you, flicking its tongue at you.
I kind of flick back like excessively.
And it's almost like waving too much. You can see that he looks like a little like what a weirdo.
Not just back, but excessively.
And says to you as he pulls over a scale to measure the weight. Is this human gold?
Yes.
And he takes the gold and places it on the scale. And he watches the number go up quickly. Good quality. And he takes an abacus and begins to kind of pull it up and down. I can give you 37 pesos for it.
You can do better.
There's a pregnant pause as he takes one of the dials on his abacus and moves it over to the right one. Just one.
38 pesos.
That's what I'm talking about.
What a bug.
Dude, you tackled the shit out of that.
And you can even feel in this exchange, Aslos, between species, between continental cultures, the eye roll that this merchant is giving you. As he takes your gold and produces a small leather-like pouch. It's not leather, but it's similar to leather. And begins to put inside of it a kind of shiny turquoise-like currency inside.
Well, I'll exchange. So I have 5,264. I'll exchange 5,000 of it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you can
Sure,
see
if you
that
don't need that much,
you can see that the one
Here for
T
like one
is
more day.
is examining each turquoise piece individually. Like, this is actually kind of taking a long amount of time. It's very unlike what you're used to, where a gold is a gold, a dollar is a dollar. This is not that way. He is inspecting each turquoise disc, and after watching him a little bit, you can tell that he is selecting only the finest turquoise disc. If there's an imperfection, a chip, it doesn't gleam brightly, he discards it. And so after some time, he takes 38 turquoise discs, Zesos, and places them in the strange pouch and hands it to you. Gleaming.
Nice. So do I only get 38 for all 5,000?
Yes. But 38 gleaming Zesos.
Ooh.
Okay. And I kind of look at him. What about 4? And then I reach into my bag. And I am gonna, like, just throw onto the table, like, the base. No, hold on. I take it back. Take it back. I'm not doing it.
Imagine you put it, and then you take it back.
None for you. Goodbye.
And without a flick of the tongue, you turn on your heel and walk out.
No, I kind of look at him as I look around, like flicking my tongue.
And you can see that the one T is slightly dumbfounded, but also eagerly taking your gold. Not enough to say anything about it, but certainly confused by that interaction. And Azos, I would like for you to roll me a nature check as you kind of hold the pouch and inspect the coinage inside.
Oh no, I got ripped off, didn't I?
Fucking human skin. Ball sack back.
Thunder is absolutely right. You realize after your own handling with it, this is cured human skin that this pouch is made from.
And I actually kind of like it.
I'm like, for all the people that interact with it,
I'm like fucked up enough to like I actually kind of really appreciate the craftsmanship.
The perfect.
It's so soft.
I mean, I would have used dwarf, but this is perfect.
It becomes a prized possession as you place it in your own bag and you meet up with the group.
Well, I
feel like I'd be okay with it.
I show the group, and I'm kind of like, guys, what do you think this is? Do you think I got ripped off?
What are we gonna do with all these schmeckles?
Yeah.
And
How much
then
did you exchange?
I kind of like most of my gold, like almost all of it.
And I examined one of the Stasos. What is it called?
Mm-hmm.
And is it like a coin or is it like a?
Here, I'll type it for you. Kind of. It's like a
It's like pesos, but steak.
It's like a turquoise kind of like disc. And like maybe the size of like a half.
I gotta go. See you later.
Oh, hi Jaryu. Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry.
Bye-bye.
Jaryu a dip. It maybe the size of like a $50, like not as small as a quarter, but a bit bigger. And like I said, these that Drew has acquired are almost like pristine. They have a beautiful shine to them, a vibrant color, and are crafted almost perfectly. Unlike a lot of them Azos that you saw him discard.
And how many do I have? I'm gonna add them to my. I'm just gonna call them
Yeah,
platinum.
yeah.
In this
38. Yeah, that works.
And then I kind of wanna go up to. Is there like a shop or something nearby?
Yeah. I would say this whole kind of square is filled with different commodity services. They don't all seem like shops, but they all seem to be doing business somehow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of like put down a one of my pieces that I just got. I'm just gonna look at the the shopkeep like how many can I just get Seculas for this?
And I would like for you to do an insight check to try to read the reaction of this merchant as you step up.
I'm gonna be doing some crazy tongue wagging too, like.
And you read the reaction, and you can see that the 1T is a little stunned.
I just need some lighter currency.
I will see if we have enough Seklas for this. It might. And he leans down and pulls out several pouches. And he opens one and inspects it, and looks at another and inspects it. It will be most my Seklas.
Well, consider the rest a tip of good fortune.
And the 1T freezes. I will not fall for your traps.
No traps here.
And he kind of stands defiant. You can inform the Ministry of Commerce that I performed well in your test.
Fine. You did. You passed our test. What can I buy for all your Seklas and something from your shop?
And you can tell that the 1T is almost proud. Their facial expressions don't really change. It's more of like an air of the way they speak. His tongue is escaping his mouth often now, as though he is kind of cheering for himself, not being compromised by your governmental exam on corruption.
And is he considered like common folk?
Yeah, he's just like a standard merchant.
Oh, I do have the people's heart still. So I want it to be like obviously I gave him his little test. Like I want to stay in his fortune. I want to be like, I would like your Seklas and whatever you can give me from your shop to cover the difference. Thank you for passing the test.
And once
higher ups, thank you.
And once he feels as though he has accomplished his civic duty as a low caste 1T and has earned the approval of a higher caste 1T, he is now comfortable, and he begins to unhook several kind of long tubular like objects that are hanging from the roof, and he lays them down and begins to tie them almost like pretzels. And he takes 3 of those, and he takes a small pouch of Seklas and takes your single Zazos. The finest that I can offer.
Thank you.
Please instruct the Ministry of my conduct here today.
The Ministry will return. You are not careful.
And you watch the 1T grow rigid, but not surprised, almost like expected. Of course, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so how many did I get at
Dude, you open the pouch and begin to count the Seklas, and you count 79 Seklas and
God.
3 strange tubular objects.
I'm rich. What are the what is the tubular? Have I ever seen anything like it in all of my reading of cooking and everything?
The closest thing you can equate to it is like a long, dried out intestine. But it seems to be filled with something.
Do I think it's food?
You don't know.
Okay.
It's hard. And as you
Good enough for me.
as you rejoin the group, you share the good news of you maybe determining that it is of high value. And as the group of you
Oh, I'm rich here.
as the
And I
group
have
of
a
you
boat.
begin to analyze the cultural differences that you just encountered, this is where we will end our session tonight, and we will pick up right here next week.
That was incredible.
That was awesome.
GG.
Nice.
Y'all handled the offering well.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
was so nervous. I was
David,
looking
what-
through our bag of holding, and I was like, oh no.
What
So
do we
nervous,
think
dude.
one of these platinum chips work, man? What do we? We bet at 200 or?
You know what? I'm gonna keep you guessing. I kind of want you to not know yet.
Other merchants be like, hey, these like long intestine things might be worth like 500 each. Like I don't know.
I like y'all feeling lost because
are
it really
lost.
is like an
So
alien,
lost.
an alien.
David, were you
culture.
hoping that we would fail that fucking offering?
No, Manny, I never want y'all to fail.
Did you think we were gonna fail?
I was more curious as to how you were going to solve it. Let's put it like that. I like those kind of challenges because there's not a clear correct answer. Like, it's not like you failed to see the right way. It's more just, this is a situation you might find yourselves in. How do you navigate around it?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
You
like,
did it.
The illusion magic thing is cool. I like it. There's a lot of utility with it.
Yes,
I mean,
very,
there's still a couple other spells that's like.
yeah, very, very
Really wanna
utility.
eat the intestines.
Don't do it. Restless.
That's funny.
we go on a
Awesome.
massive acid trip.
GG's, guys. Thanks, David.
Yeah, good night, guys.
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you,
David.
David.
Hey, great
See
game,
y'all
Of
David.
later.
course, yeah.
David.